Hi guys, my name is Desiree Messina, and today I will be giving you 13 tips on how to appropriately communicate with a deaf and hard of hearing person. Before we get started, I want to tell you about my experience with being around the hearing community. In my experience, hearies, people who can hear, are not a big fan of repeating themselves. I could see it in their face and the way their body language changed that it wasn't something they were used to doing. It's a dominantly hearing based world, therefore they didn't like it. I don't know. It would just make me feel like I was putting on extra work, like I was a burden for having to ask them to do that for me. It used to really make me feel bad about my disability, about being hard of hearing, but now I know that you guys need to repeat yourself. You guys need to, because that will help make the world more inclusive and accessible, overall a better place. In the US alone, there are about 48 million people who are deaf and hard of hearing. 50 million Americans have a disability. But because we don't plagiarize the first lady speeches, we're easily ignored. The most important thing that I want you guys to get from this video is that it takes work from the deaf and hard of hearing and the hearing people for a better communication practice to arise for a more accessible world. Yes, we have cochlear implants, hearing aids, speech therapy, FM systems, all of these things that are created to help us. But it doesn't always work out. And some people can't even afford them. Others prefer not to even bother with those resources because they don't. It's the personal decision. For everybody, it's different. My personal decision was to get a cochlear implant, but it's different for everybody. We want to know what you're saying. We're interested in what you're saying. We want you guys to hear what we're saying, want to know what we're saying. So without further ado, here are 13 tips on how to appropriately communicate with a deaf and hard of hearing person. Person, people, person, person, deaf and hard of hearing person. I'm still learning ASR. If you want to know more about ASL and the classes, you should check out my blog post called Can You Talk with Your Hands? And I hope you like it. 1. Get his or her attention first. Eye contact is key. 2. Don't shout. Instead, tap on the shoulders. If you're at a table, tap on the table, wave even. It's not rude in the deaf community. 3. Make sure your face and your body is visible. 4. Have good lighting so that they will be able to see your mouth well. 5. Use a normal tone, volume, and speed. Not all of us are good at lip reading. For most of us, it's 50-50. 6. Please, no exaggeration of the mouth. 7. Don't ever, and I mean ever, say never mind. That is the worst insult in the community. It implies and translates into you don't need to be included, you don't deserve my time. It's basically forget it and forget you. So please, don't do it. 8. If you notice us struggling with what you're trying to say, it really helps if you rephrase your comment or your question. 9. Be aware of the environment. Is there too much background noise? Is the lighting adequate enough? 10. Make sure your mouth is visible. Don't cover it up with your hands. Don't have food in your mouth and try to talk to them. Try to keep it visible and free of objects. 11. Gestures help. You don't kind of like miming, like you can say, oh, I was over there and I was driving my car and when I turned the corner, I saw a cat, a black cat, so I crossed my window so I won't get any bad luck. That's how it works, right? But yeah, you don't have to mime the whole thing, but it really helps with the little gestures. 12. Keep in mind that we don't only rely on lip reading, which, like I said before, not all of us are good at, but we also rely on your facial expression and your body language. 13. And lastly, have patience. Bear with us as we try to understand what you're trying to say. Okay, we're done. So this video is based off of my fourth base blog post. And if you knew that, you're awesome. If you didn't and you're just liking my post without reading, okay, I think that's long enough. That's okay because that's exactly why I made this video, because I know a lot of people aren't big fans of reading, so I got your back. Thank you for watching this video. If you liked it, give it a thumbs up. If you don't, then don't. This is my first video, and I don't know if I should keep doing this. Let me know. My implants haven't been activated yet. It should be activated in about a week or two. So stay tuned for that, guys. And that's a wrap. Bye. Love you.